Memphis, Tennessee, 45 years ago tonight. At 6 p.m. Central Time, shots rang out at the Lorraine Hotel. And when the smoke had cleared, America's best-known civil rights leader, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., was dead. James Earl Ray, he was arrested and later convicted of his murder. The reaction, we saw grief, riots, and from the President of the United States, a push for gun control. LBJ, Lyndon Johnson, finally passed a gun control law in October of 1968 after yet another assassination, this time of Robert Kennedy. After signing the gun law, Johnson said the following, quote, "The voices that blocked these safeguards were not the voices of an aroused nation. They were the voices of a powerful gun lobby. We have been through a great deal of anguish these last few months and these last few years. Too much anguish to forget so quickly. So now we must complete the task which has this long needed legislation begins." Now I want you to take that in context to where we are today. Those words, not hard to imagine, coming from a president, in this case President Obama, in the weeks and the months after the Newtown shootings, or the Tucson shootings, or Aurora, or Virginia Tech, or so many others. So, where exactly do we stand on gun safety 45 years after the murder of Dr. King? And I bring Andrew back for kind of a state of the nation on this.
And Rich, 45 years after that murder and now 111 days since the massacre at Sandy Hook Elementary, the 26 dead in Newtown far from alone, there have now been at least 3,293 other gun deaths in the United States since December 14th. And there has been progress on gun safety since in some places. 2 states, New York and Connecticut. And in Connecticut today, Governor Daniel Malloy signed into law the Nutmeg State's sweeping set of gun reforms. But this was the reaction in other parts of Connecticut this week. Guns reportedly flying off store shelves, even as gun enthusiasts trying to stock up before that law takes effect. And across America, sign after sign that the push for gun safety may be shoved aside by the push for more guns in more places. Indiana now considering a law that would require armed guards in every school. Tennessee considering a law that would allow teachers to be armed in class. And New York Congresswoman Carolyn Maloney now says she's had to cancel some public appearances because she has received death threats. Why? Because she proposed a gun control law that would require gun owners to get liability insurance. All this as the president takes to the road pressing for a gun control law. He was in Colorado yesterday. He'll be in Connecticut on Monday, reminding people of the consequences of gun violence. But now word from a top Obama aide that the president is focused more on getting anything passed than he is on any sweeping reforms. Senior advisor Dan Pfeiffer saying yesterday, quote, "What the president wants to sign is the strongest gun bill he can sign. We have to make sure that it is better than whatever we do is better than current law," which is a pretty low bar to clear, Rich, as well as being difficult for me to say.
We'll be bringing in Congressman Maloney later in the program, and to sum it up, I said it's conceivable right now we're going to get nothing through. They can't get stuff through the Senate. Imagine what they can get through the House, and if we get something of a background check, we might be lucky. Imagine if I had said that to you more than 3 months ago after 20 children were killed in a schoolroom. All right, we're going to be right back, everybody. And when we come back, we're going to head back to college, not talking about what happened at Rutgers, but an issue at every college campus. The idea of how expensive college not only has gotten, but how potentially student loans could get even that much more expensive as well. Stay with us.